Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney if you're new here, and if you're not new here then hey, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a day in the life of a freelance social media marketer. If you are new here, a little bit about me. I am a digital marketing social media student and I am in it's the summer in between my junior and my senior year right now, and for about 2 years I've been freelancing doing social media marketing social media management, I would say, for a few local businesses here in my small town. And so I have a few accounts that I operate on, and it was requested that I do a day in the life of a social media manager. So today is Monday and I actually have a trip planned for later on this week. And so the great thing about doing social media management is that you can do it from anywhere at any time, and you can really plan ahead. And so after the school year, like during the school year, I was kind of doing it day by day. Like I would post on the accounts, I would work on things as I needed to. But during the summer, I really like to get ahead of myself. I like to start working on things ahead of time, so that way I have things scheduled to post and I'm not working on the accounts every single day. And so today is Monday, I have a trip on Wednesday, and so I'm going to try to schedule out all my content for my clients today. If not, maybe by tomorrow, and then also work on some of their accounts, doing engagement, hashtag research, all those things. And so I thought today would be a great day to pick up the camera and show you guys a little bit of my life. So first I wanted to talk about my to-do list. On a busy day like a Monday, especially when I'm working with multiple clients, I like to have a to-do list outlining everything that I have to do, especially when, like I said, if I'm working on more than one client's account, just so I know, so I can pivot back and forth. So I will go through a little bit really quickly what I have on my to-do list today, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. So this is what the Monday to-do list is looking like. As you can see, I've already done two things. It is 8:02, so I've already done some of these things this morning that had to get done right away, but I've already sent out a newsletter email. So for one of my clients, I produce and distribute their newsletter every month, and so at the end of each month, I like to send out an email just saying, hey, if you have anything that you want to put in the newsletter for this month, be sure to send it to me. So I sent that out. They have to send it back by Thursday. And then I've also done a blood drive post for one of my clients. They're doing a blood drive, and that's today. So it's just like a little reminder post. But let's go through the rest of the to-do list. So I'm going to prepare and schedule invoices. I invoice at the end of every month. I want to prepare them and get them scheduled out on my emails, so that way I don't have to do those when I'm on vacation. And then I'm going to do the calendar for both of my clients, actually, for the next week. And then I'm going to schedule the post for both of my clients, as you can see. And then I'm going to update the hashtags for one of my clients. I've been using kind of the same rotation of hashtags, and so I'm going to do some hashtag research. I'm going to do engagement for one of my clients. I'm going to finalize my package card. So I have a meeting tomorrow with a potential new client, and so I'm going to make sure that my package card that says all my rates is up to date and it looks good and it's ready to go for tomorrow. And then the last thing I'm going to do, besides schedule the post, is update the newsletter stats. So for that client, I have to update the weekly stats that are going to go in the newsletter, and I already have that information, so I will just plug that in. So that is kind of what my day is going to look like today. Like I said, it's 8 o'clock right now. I'm actually meeting a friend at 10:45 and then meeting a friend at noon. And so the great thing about social media management, like I said, is that I can do this whenever, wherever, and I can kind of stop. And I also should mention that I'm not a full-time, I don't do this as my full-time job. I actually have a few other small jobs. And so this is kind of something that I would like to do after graduation, is build my client base and do this full-time. But for right now, it's just part-time. So a Monday morning, maybe a little bit of a Monday afternoon should get me set up for the week pretty well. So the first thing on my to-do list today is to prepare and schedule the invoices. I actually do them on Canva, so a lot of my work is done on Canva. I absolutely love Canva. I do have the premium, the pro subscription. I don't know what that's called, but it's only $20 a month, and it gives me access to everything on Canva, so I would highly recommend that. Okay, so basically to do on Canva, if you're wanting to make an invoice, you can search on Canva and just do invoice, and then this will come up, and then you can look at all of these different templates that you can use. So it's super easy, and a lot of this is free. This is what my invoice looks like. So I'll just create a new page really quick and do this. So we'll zoom in. You can see the invoice here. I ended up taking off that background. I don't like that fuzziness, but I just like how this looks, and I like how it matches all of my branding. And so basically what I do is I'll just find where I issued the last one, So this was my last invoice for one of my clients, the 1C invoice. And so then I just click duplicate page and I will update this. So I just sent out my emails with the invoices, like scheduled them out, but I wanted to show you really quick. I just got an email back from one of the people that I'm waiting for the newsletter. And so I just wanted to show you a little trick. So I use Google Gmail. And so what I do is when I get the emails that have all the information for the newsletter, if I'm not going to work on it right away, so I will do this up here. It's a little button that says add to tasks. And I do this. And then it will keep her email over here on the tasks. So that way I know to go look at it. And when I click on it, I can see what the email is and I know what I need to put in the newsletter. So as the emails start trickling in with the newsletter information, I will just add them all to my tasks. So now that I did all of that, I'm going to show you guys my content calendar because it is time for me to do the content calendars for each of my clients this week. So basically my main priority is to do the content calendar first, because then if I don't have time to actually schedule the content, all the information that I need for the content calendar is there, and it makes it super duper easy to just pull and like plug it in. I got this template from a girl named Hannah Eve. She has her own like social media digital marketing agency, and she created a social media content calendar that you can use. And so I will link that down below, or I will link her website down below. I think you have to sign up to get the newsletter or whatever. So I kind of took this template and I redid it so that way it would work with my clients, but let me show you really quickly what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it is blank. So I just created a new one down here, and you can keep them all in the same document. So this is May 2021. I haven't put anything in here, but basically I created it to match each client. So like this client, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts a week. And so I put 6 blocks into each of the week buttons. But basically right here, it says you can select what platform you want it on. So Instagram, or Facebook, or if it's something for the newsletter. Right here, this is the date, and I can put what date I'm going to be planning on posting the content, so it opens up a calendar. Right here's the content. So for example, if it's like going to be a quote, I will put the quote that I want on the graphic in there. If not, I will just put like, oh, picture of this person or picture of this right in that. Right here, this is where I do the caption. This saves me so much time. If I actually write out the captions, then when I actually go to post something, especially if it's a picture that I already have, I will just quickly grab it and post it, and I can just copy and paste the caption. I will put all the hashtags, everything there. Right over here, this is the content type. So I have changed this for each client depending on what kind of content we do. So if it's a verse, it's a Bible verse. If it's a graphic, if it's a photo, a reel, a video, a link, other. So I will just select that there. And then over here, they're supposed to have little check boxes, but obviously I did not copy and paste that correctly. But basically on the other one, what you're supposed to do is you will check it if it's created. So if I like created the graphic or I have the picture, I will check it. And then if it's already scheduled, I will check it just to keep me organized. And then over here in this section, if the image is found online, I will post the link to it. One thing that I will do really quick before I like start this little time lapse is I will go through the dates on each of the clients and put what day I'm going to post. So that way I know that I have a post for each day. That I'm supposed to be doing the content, and then it just makes it easier to plug in. And also when you do it this way, if you think more of like, okay, I have one for each day, like if I know like every Thursday I post the same thing, so I can just plug it into the Thursday slot and I don't have to worry about the rest of the week. So that's a quick little tidbit. Go to the time lapse now. Okay, so I just finished the content planning for one of my clients. So this is what it looks like when it's all filled out. All of these are actually, I need to go through. All of these are Instagram and Facebook. But here is all my content that is planned out. So now from here, what I do is I will take this and create any of the graphics that I need or grab any of the pictures that I need and do that really quickly. So I think I'm going to do that just so I can finish out one of the clients, get everything scheduled. So for scheduling, I use Later. I know there are a lot of different planning apps out there, but I use Later, and I have a business plan. And so I can have all my clients up here on the top, and you basically just click which ones you want. So I'm going to create my content for this week really quickly. I do that again on Canva. So we will go to Canva, go to home. I like to keep all of my content for each client in one place. So like, for example, here's all of them for one of my clients, and then I'll have all the rest of them for my other client in another like document. Sometimes I'll jump back and forth so I don't have too many pages, but basically this is what it looks like. If you are not using Canva, you are doing it wrong. They have so many like free templates, and I love looking at like the For You thing, and it shows like templates that kind of go along with what I already do. So really quickly, I'm just going to go through my content calendar, and one day at a time, I will create all the graphics. I will export them all at once, and then I will schedule them until later, and I will show you guys how I do that after this. But really quickly, for example, like one of the things I like to do is keep everything looking uniform. And so like for one of my clients, I do these quote things. And so like, for example, I will take this and I will just copy it again, and I will change what this says. So I just paste that in there, and that is just stuff that I had from my from my Google Sheets. And then I will change like this thing right here, and then I will just change that down there. So it will look like this, and then I will just resize, but it just makes it super easy to drag and drop, and then I will like upload. Another thing on later too, these are just a bunch of random pictures, but another great thing about Canva is you can have folders. So like I have folders for different things. So like different posts, things like that, or different clients, I will keep different folders. So for one of my clients, I use a lot of stock images, and so it's not this client, but I will keep all of their photos in one place, and that way I can just go, and when I need a photo, just go and grab it. Another great thing about the Canva subscription is that you have access to all of these photos. So for example, like this photo right here, you can see that it has this little pro icon. You can only get that with a Canva Pro subscription, or else it's like a copyrighted image and you have to buy the rights to it. And so I would highly recommend, because if you need to use stock photos, it's so easy. Like you can literally search anything. Like if I wanted a cup of coffee that is blue, you can search anything and there will be a blue cup of coffee, and you can use any of these photos with the Canva Pro subscription. So I would highly Okay, so it's been a little bit now. That last clip that you saw, I was making the graphics for one of my clients after like planning out their posts. But while I was at lunch, one of my clients texted me and they need me to make like a magazine ad for one of the things that they're sponsoring. And so I'm gonna take a break from making these graphics. I'm almost done with one of them, or with most of them, before I schedule them out. But I'm gonna take a break and make the magazine ad. So one thing about social media marketing or management, anything really in the social media, really just like freelance world, is that people can throw things at you at any time. So you have to be prepared to kind of pivot and work on things as they need them. So this magazine ad is actually due today. We're just gonna work on it. So I'm gonna like go on Canva again, use a magazine cover, and then create just like a quick little ad that I can send to them that they can submit for something that they're doing today. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And then after I do this little ad, I will go back into my planning and start taking those graphics that I made from Canva and scheduling them out on later, and I'll show you guys how I do all of that. Okay, so now that I exported all of my files right here from Canva, I'm going to open up later, and I actually have some files right here that I also need in here. So that graphic is already made, and then this graphic is already made. Desktop, these two things right here, the two graphics that I just made. So I'm going to import those into later. So then I will let those all load, and once it all loads, I will end up dragging it. So this is what the timeline looks like. You drag it, and then like up here I have their Facebook and their Instagram connected, so it means that it's going to post on both of those platforms. So right now I know that this post is already ready, so you can go in and add in the notes your caption that you want, and then once you actually schedule it out, that will become the caption. So I know that this is Isaiah 40:31, so I come over here, I copy that caption, go into later, paste it, and then I go like this. Oops, not like that. I'll go like this. And then, yeah, so then it's all scheduled out here. I click update, and then when it's time to create the post, I'll just drag and drop. But I'm gonna get all the captions in first and then drag them all and drop them in. So So now that I have all the captions in, I'm going to start dragging and dropping. So like I know this is Monday's post, so I'm going to schedule that for 4 p.m. And then what happens is it pulls up this. So it shows where they're going to be posted, when it's going to be posted. You can have the option to do saved captions, which for one of my other clients, I'll show you guys how I do that. I don't do any hashtags on the church post just because it's a church. Then I click next. And so for example, right here, I can add in so on Instagram, obviously the links don't work, but on Facebook, I'm going to want a link. So I'm going to add the link to their YouTube channel. So it's just, and then I click save to posts and those are done. So then I'll go back into my content calendar over here and click that it's scheduled. That one's completely done. So now I'm going to go do the Tuesday one, which is this verse. So now, as you can see, I still have to create and schedule the last 2 posts for the week, but this gives me all of this like flexibility that I can work on that during the week because I already have those 4 posts scheduled. So now, as you can see what like is scheduled out. You can deselect Facebook and then you can preview what your feed is going to look like. I don't really care. Like this client doesn't really care what the feed looks like, but if you actually did care, you could like move things around and schedule them at different times. So I really like Later. I know a lot of people use Hootsuite. I didn't want to invest in that. I'm just starting out, so this is really good. I think I pay like I pay $15 a month per account. So like for this client, I pay $15 a month, and this client, I pay $15 a month. So I think it evens out pretty well. Okay, so it has been many hours since I last updated you guys on my work day, but I ended up, today did not go as planned. I ended up actually hanging out with a lot of friends because I'm going to be out of town most of the summer. I was like, oh, maybe I just won't post this vlog, but then I was like, no, because this is like the reality of my job is like, as long as I have the stuff that's due that day done, I can just push everything else to the next day. But what I think I'm gonna do right now, it's about like 10 something at night. I'm gonna lay in my bed and I'm gonna get on my iPad and I'm just gonna do some engagement for my other clients. So basically what I'm gonna do is like go through their Instagram feed, like things, engage with like potential clients of theirs and like their existing clients and then people that they're following, and then gather a list of articles that I can share this week on like LinkedIn and Facebook. So that's the nice thing about my job is like it's 10 o'clock and I can go lay in my bed and do my work from my iPad. And then I am gonna just continue this vlog onto tomorrow where I will work on the second account. And yeah, so we're gonna add a little and Tuesday here because that's just how things go sometimes, and I feel like this is just realistic. So let's go engage. Okay, so it's super late, but I'm kind of just like getting lost in like a hole of looking at like the analytics and the insights and everything for my client. But I actually realized I was gonna develop a new hashtag strategy and like research hashtags. And so I was going into like the reach of the posts on one of my clients, and I actually realized that our hashtag reach is actually phenomenal. 50 people saw this from hashtags, 84% of them like weren't following. And so that just shows that like, I guess I really do know my like the hashtags are working. Okay, good morning everyone. It is now Tuesday now. My video cut off last night, but basically what I was saying was that I decided that my hashtags that I'm using, I'm not using like the same ones every single time. I'm like mixing them up, but I have a pretty good like list of hashtags going that I use for this client. And as we can see by their insights on Instagram, it seems to be working very, very well. And so last night I did just go through my iPad. I saved some articles on LinkedIn. That's really nice because you can just save them. I don't have to post them now because like I didn't want to post something at 11 o'clock. But my engagement actually did work last night because I have had a few people follow us, but it's about 7:50 this morning and I decided to get up and get right to work. So I wanted to update you guys on what I've done so far this morning. So let's take a look at my computer. So the first order of business this morning was creating the content calendar for this week for this client. And like I said, each client, I alter this to like match their needs. So for this client, I do use tags. And so there's like a tags thing right here. Like I said, I do most things in Later. However, there are a few things that I can't do in Later. So For example, IGTVs, I can't do that in later, and so I just do that on Instagram. So I have this one waiting here, everything typed in here, which I got from my content calendar. It made it super easy to just drag and drop. For here, I have in the Creator Studio, I scheduled the same exact video that I have on Instagram. So when I'm ready to post this, I will post this on Instagram, and then the Creator Studio will automatically post that. So I made some content for them. I had one video and then 2 pictures this week. So I have one post scheduled out right here. So one thing that's different, and then I want to point out, I guess I'll just schedule this one to show you guys how I do this. So I'm going to drag and drop this post to right here. I'm going to copy the caption from my content calendar. I'm going to paste it into here. And then, so for this client, I utilize the saved captions a lot because I reuse the same captions, or I'll like change the captions a little bit. But what's really nice is I have all of their contact info over here in the saved captions. So I can just click on it and it drops it into the caption. So there are the hashtags, customize the 2 posts, and check off that that was scheduled. So that is why the content calendar is very, very useful, because this morning I didn't have any graphics, I didn't have anything, but I knew what I wanted to say this week and like what my content pillars were, like what I wanted to talk about. So I was able to create those captions and create the tags and everything and then go from there. So it's almost like working backwards. You would think that you would make a picture and then create the caption, but when you're working for a client, you want to make sure that you get certain like information out there. You can see my to-do list, I added a little and Tuesday. And I actually did finalize my package card for the clients, potential clients that I'm going to see at 9 o'clock today. So I'm gonna check that off. So as you can see, my job is very, very flexible. I'm doing something different every single day. And like in these 2 days, in the time that you watch this, like you guys watch everything. And it's not even, it just turned 8 a.m. here on Tuesday morning. I have all my work done for the whole entire week. Like I will go back in and like manage things and make sure things go out correctly, but all my work is done for the entire week. And so I just really am thankful that I get to work like this. And if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. Like watch videos on YouTube, do LinkedIn learning. I am going to school for this. I'm a digital marketer. But a lot of this I started before I even went to school. I'm basically just getting this degree to feel like I know what I'm doing and like I have something to show that I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you would like more like these or like work videos, please just leave it down in the comments below. Like I said, it's not full time. As you could see, like literally I just spent some time Monday morning and then quickly, like not even 45 minutes today, and all of my work is done that I want to do. So if you're interested in any type of video like this, please leave me a comment down below and I can definitely consider it. But until then, thank you guys so much. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Sydney Himbro, see what I'm doing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.